Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 17th installment of the Nerdperior podcast. What's up, John? What is up, Riley? So today, guys, this is no ordinary podcast. I mean, it's pretty ordinary because, it's late as always. But we have a special guest. And no, I do not mean he's retarded. But welcome, Atruma. Welcome to the podcast, man. What's up?
Good morning, America.
Good morning. So, oh man, shit. Dude, today was like an amazing day, bro. How about you?
I actually had a good day too, yes.
Dude, like, I'm not even kidding. We have, in New York, it's quite possibly the worst weather ever, right? And today we had one of the nicest days in history. Like, I'm not even kidding. Usually from October to May, it's snowing in New York. But today it was like nice and 50 degrees, man. And you know what? That's got me hyped.
It was super bright and clear out today. It wasn't necessarily warm. It was around 40, but the sun was shining the whole day long and it was dry.
It's such a nice feeling, bro. How's the weather up where you live?
It's gotten a lot better. In the last 2 weeks, it's warmed up a lot. We've had like 3 60-degree days. All the snow is just about gone. The salt's been wiped off the road because we just had a rain the last day.
Yeah.
It's looking great.
Yeah, dude, that's so nice, bro. Today, man, my school just got canceled for a month because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
I'm ready for some coronavirus and chill with some people, to be honest.
My governor, Wisconsin, just he ordered all schools closed beginning March 18th. Public, private, they're all done for at least until mid-April.
That's crazy. Yeah, for us, it's canceled until April 12th, I'm pretty sure. And honestly, I don't know what to think about it, like, because pretty much they could cancel that anytime they want. So we can just think for like a week, oh, great, we have no school. And then it's like, oh, school's back on. Nice. Like, yeah, it's pretty terrible.
I hear a lot of people talking about how it's actually not that dangerous, but just from the few statistics I've seen, the reason they're doing this is because the elderly and the immunosuppressed are so susceptible to it. Like, it will kill them if they get it. Because, I mean, like my grandmother, if she gets pneumonia again, it's over. My grandpa, same thing. They're really old. That's just what happens. So they're trying to stop the spread of it before it gets out of control.
Yeah, I really hope your grandparents don't die. But like the thing I'm most worried about, bro, is the toilet paper situation, all right? Because I don't know about you, bro. My mom will buy a 24-pack of toilet paper and that shit will be gone in 2 weeks. Like I have these things, right? I like to call them peanut butter poops. And like it's so impossible to clean your butthole. I end up using half a roll just to clean my butthole slightly. Okay? Like a few days ago too, like I also don't want to like commit to doing this, but a few days ago we were all out of toilet paper and I was like, all right, Gage, we're gonna have to do it. So I stripped down naked. Well, I was already naked because I poop naked, but but I got into the shower, bro, and I basically pressure washed my booty hole. It wasn't the greatest experience. It felt pretty gross.
Well, the Japanese do that every single day. They call them a tibe. It's they don't use toilet paper. That's how they clean. It sprays water on them.
Dude, I bet I guess the cost for the toilet though is like way in the long run. Like I bet like those toilets probably cost a lot, but in a long run, in like a year though, you probably make all that money back because you're not using toilet paper. Because I know here toilet paper is expensive as hell.
Yes it is. And apparently it actually does a much better job of cleaning you than traditional toilet paper too, anyways.
Not the real
interesting.
Not the real Riley in my chat says, dude, my school today was like, so we're going to stop all sports and public events, but we're going to still have school because of our team name Pride. No one cheered but the teachers. Dude, that is so freaking epic, bro. Our school was like that. So all of our school events got canceled like 2 weeks ago, right? And the school play was like moved up to May, and these people who've been planning the school play for like next week, right, have been practicing since September, and they just got the information that it's being moved to May and June. And I was like, oh my god. And then today our governor Cuomo is just like, yeah, school's canceled for the next month.
Yeah, I bet you the same thing, not the real Riley. President Trump, just like earlier today, I think, declared it a national emergency. So your governor will probably do the same thing. They're going to close the schools and all public events everywhere.
It's crazy. The whole nation's going to be in their house the next few weeks. That's crazy to think about.
But all the jobs are going to be saying, don't be late.
Yeah. We ride at dawn, bitches. Robbie09 just says, just use your hand for the whole toilet paper situation. You know what? Like, what I do is
Never say that again.
I honestly, bro, I just like, everybody's talking about washing their hands with the coronavirus. I just take the poop out of the toilet and play with it a little. Like, I don't know about you guys.
New topic.
Yeah, new topic. Sorry, guys. It got a little too real. It got a little too real for Zach.
Yes, Xcelor. You are the only person. You are the only person.
Dude, that's what I'm worried about. Am I the only one who still wants to go to our school because of Corona BS and I'm going to mess up my graduation? It's not going to mess up your graduation, most likely. So what will happen is the regents will be accommodated to the amount of school that you missed. That's not like it could happen, but I don't know. But it sounds like something that may actually happen, that they accommodate it to the time you lost. Or you might have to cram in so much more information, or your summer is gonna start in July other than June, which will really suck. But that's what's gonna happen. I'm scared that prom's gonna get canceled and I'm not gonna walk across the stage this year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy if that happens. And who knows how long this is gonna happen, because like, think about it. How long did let me look up real quick how long the Black Plague lasted. The Black Plague. And I'm not saying...
It sounds like it's getting pretty serious too.
Yeah, so mid-1300s.
I think it was yesterday or something. Trump literally just like, nope. Flip of a switch, nobody's coming from like I think the European Union anymore. Trade can still come in like on ships and stuff, but if you're an individual in the EU, you cannot board a plane and come to the US anymore.
Yeah, that's so crazy. So Zach, let's talk about you real quick in your channel, which, by the way, guys, if you don't know, Atruma's link is in the description, so I highly recommend you go check out his videos, and if you enjoy it, definitely subscribe to him because he's a great YouTuber. Also, Riley, let me just tell you, online classes are horrible. You don't want to do them. Zach has experience with it.
Yes.
They're actually horrible.
For 2 years, and it was not fun.
Yeah, it's so much worse than public school, dude. Because, like, you end up not interacting with any human beings throughout your day at all.
Yes. Yes, it is quite mentally depressing. Especially not being able to get direct guidance from your teacher. You have to be the one that gets yourself up in the morning. You have to log into school, and you have to grind through all of it pretty much on your own. It can help. I can see how it would help people in certain situations, but if you don't absolutely need it, I would not recommend it.
Yeah. So let's talk about your YouTube channel real quick. So, by the way, guys, Atruma and I met almost 3 years ago now, which is crazy, by the way, since the start of my channel. When we met through a mutual friend, Hannah, and he was at 500 subs at the time, and I was at 200, and we ended up connecting in a group chat, and we ended up doing some streams later on together, which was so fun at the time. Now, I don't remember what you used to stream. Didn't you do just Call of Duty, like multiplayer at the time?
Yes, my channel's first phase, when we first met, I was doing just Black Ops 2 multiplayer for the most part. I was doing like lots of open lobbies and like pub stomping streams. That's how I got started.
Yeah, and I remember you were really into it because that one YouTuber, Fortunate or whatever. And
yep.
Yeah, and that I remember watching him. He was a freaking god, dude. That made me want to play Call of Duty multiplayer and get good at it.
He blew up on Modern Warfare 2. He's at he's above 250,000 subscribers at this point. And
that's crazy, bro. Like, think about it. Like, we've been at it for years, and like somebody like him just starts up. That's crazy. Somebody that there's potential like that on YouTube to grow that fast. It's really insane.
It's still there, dude. You just gotta find where it is at the right time and nail it.
For real.
The algorithm will carry you all the way.
Dude, with my Kirby video, bro, that video blew up, and my channel did every video for the next like 6 months did super well after that video blew up. And like, it was crazy. It is really about being in the right moment at the right time, though. Because
that video of yours has more views than my entire channel. Which is great.
Yo, what's up, Marksman? Thank you for joining in on the stream. I appreciate it. And also, thank you everybody else. John, Excel, Riley, Isabel, Marksman, Kamal, thank you all for joining in on the stream. I just wanted to say that, but this stream isn't more about reading chat. It's about talking to the guest on it. So I just wanted to explain that real quick. But yeah, dude, it's crazy with YouTube. But so right now, you're going through, you're posting a lot of Crunker, right now.
Yes. I found this new game that I enjoy at the moment. It's called Crunker. I'm not gonna allow my channel to be specifically Crunker. I've just uploaded I'm testing some other styles of content. That's kind of the idea at the moment. I did a philosophy video and a cringy Reddit video. I want to try and from the get-go branch out before I get stuck in one way, because you see a lot of dead big Call of Duty YouTubers. They just every single video it's a Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty, and then you eventually run out. You know, you got to diversify a little bit.
Yeah, I really respect that you found that out on your own. That's something I figured out a long time ago, and that kind of like segues into something I wanted to talk about. And like, by the way, remember when I told you before the podcast, we're definitely gonna slide into this. but you kind of on YouTube, you really have to force yourself to improve and do different stuff, because if you don't, you're just gonna be one of those YouTubers who has like for me, for instance, right? I've always tried to keep this thing going with my channel where you don't know what my next video is gonna be. Like, maybe you have a general idea out of like something it could be, but it could be just something so random with my channel. And like, that's good with you because you come out, post a few Crunker videos consistently, and then you make a Reddit video a few days ago, and then you made another video talking about some like deep philosophical crap the other day. And like, I respect that, and I'm really glad that you're doing that with your channel because it's smart, it's good for you mentally, and it's like really good for your channel. Because I'm just saying, like, I love PewDiePie and I'm not talking shit on him, but I stopped watching him when I knew exactly what every video was gonna be every time he posted every single day. Like,
that's not a bad point.
Yeah, cause like, yeah, he may be getting a lot of views still, but like, think about it. So many people are probably gonna stop watching him because he's at a point where he can just do whatever. He could just put minimal effort into a video, you know, record a video for an hour, send it to his editor, and it can be uploaded tomorrow, right? But like, that he doesn't, I don't know, how can I say this? it's just like, if you're posting the same thing every time, you're never going to improve as a person, a content creator, or anything. And sometimes you really have to force yourself with ideas to make better ideas in the future. Because I know after my Kirby video blew up, right? I was like, okay, I can't be playing around anymore. So after that, I think it was 20K views within 3 days. And I was like, okay, I can't be posting every 3 days anymore. So I started uploading every other day. And the hard part about this was because it took a lot of forcing myself to do stuff. And I tried different stuff and the same style of stuff as the Kirby video. And it was a lot of forcing myself to kind of do stuff that I didn't want to do at the time. But sometimes you really have to do something you don't want to do to improve as a YouTuber. Because I remember after that time, I became so much better at editing. I became so much more consistent and driven, and I overall became happier with the content I was making. And sometimes you're gonna have periods of YouTube where you're low-key unhappy with things are going, but it's not always gonna be like that, you know? Because I would never be here where I was today if I didn't force myself to do stuff I didn't want to do and stuff that I was uncomfortable with.
That's the exact same philosophy I'm trying to adopt right now, because I mean, I watch your videos now and I compare them back to the ones I used to think were really good, and I just see the progress, the improvement, especially with the editing. And the one thing I especially noticed is the lyrics. The lyrics? Yes, the lyrics of the video. You get the text. You get the text on there. I can't think of the other word.
The lyrics, bro. That was too good. That was too good.
Because you caption your videos, and I love that because I always have the captions on myself. So, and I feel it adds a different effect to it. You always need to be trying something new, because when a new trend comes along or a new game comes along, you need to be able to adapt and adjust to the new algorithm, to the new style of content, the new meta pretty much on YouTube, to grow and be a better creator.
I agree with that so much. And something I've been wanting to do, something I used to not do, which was so stupid. Back in 2017, I was on this whole thing of, I'm not going to do what's popular right now because I don't want to be a sheep, you know? But there's like some merit of doing what's popular, because you want to know what that does? It makes you improve, because, oh, you know, like I would say consistently right now I'm making COD Zombies on my channel, but with sprinkles of different videos along there, right? But what was it? Modern Warfare came out, right?
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I'm just going to make a video on this. Even though everybody else is doing it, I'm going to test drive. Because what this is going to do is, first of all, I could find out something I'm genuinely interested in. And second of all, your mind works different than everybody else's mind. So even if you're being a sheep and playing the same game as everybody else's, something you have over those other YouTubers is the ideas that you've generated in your own mind. And you don't have the same thinking process as those other YouTubers. So you could make a video absolutely completely different than everybody else, even though everybody is doing the same exact video. You know what I'm saying?
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
go ahead.
No, you continue.
A quote I've heard that I've held on to, especially with trying to get started again, is different is always better than better. You can make better content, but somebody who is established will always win. You have to be different to grow ahead of them or to branch out and get away from them in different ways.
Yeah,
different is better than better.
Yeah, and doing YouTube, it really seems like you have to do what everybody else is doing, but you have to do it differently, you know?
Yes. Precisely.
And I don't know. It's so crazy how YouTube is. And like the last 5 days, hold on. I had to drink my water. But like the last 5 days have been a pretty dry period in my mind. Usually I'm making like 5 video ideas a day, which, by the way, I would never be at that point where I'm making so many video ideas if I never forced myself to make video ideas that I didn't want to do back in 2018. So I just wanted to mention that, guys, real quick, to the people in my chat who is like doing YouTube or wants to do YouTube. What was I saying?
It is a mental grind.
Yeah. But last 5 days, sometimes I have these spells of ideas where no idea looks good on paper, and out of those 5 ideas, maybe one out of 10 ideas I end up using, right? But it's the
you
fact,
gotta be excited about it.
Yeah. But like these last 5 days, all of my ideas that I've written on paper, which I write everything on paper, they just, nothing is something I wanted to do. And at the point where I am, it's not really healthy to force yourself to do something you don't want to do if you're really not feeling it, because there's a difference between being a lazy frick and being a person who genuinely doesn't want to do something at that moment in time.
Yes.
And that's what I've been like for the last 5 days. But I was like, okay, Gage, I gave myself one night to think about video ideas, and I couldn't come up with anything. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna give it a break then. And so yesterday, right when I was cooking my dinner at 12 a.m., I had the best video idea I think I've ever had, and it's so funny. And I have everything written down. I'm actually going to record the video after this podcast, and I am so excited to make it. And I'm just excited to make it because it's something so different than I've ever posted before. I can't wait to edit it because I know it's going to be so hard to edit. And like, I'm so excited. I don't even know how I got to this point, what I'm talking about, but like, I just wanted to say all that. There's going to be points in YouTube, bro, where your mind is so dry and you can't think of anything, but sometimes you got to give it time.
Just last night, I had this exact same experience, man. I spent all of yesterday recording, editing, thumbnail. I got 3/4 of the way through the edit of the video. I'm just like, I hate this. And I scrap it. It's not something I wanted to have on my channel, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, and that's...
Sit back and think again.
Yeah, and I really respect that. So you remember my 14 days in Nerdperior, right?
Yes.
So during that whole time, the best lesson that I learned that made me really grow from that was during that 14 days, I posted 13 videos. And the reason why was one day I got through editing a video and it was just horrible. The video was terrible. And I was like, bro, if I don't upload this, I lose the 14 days challenge. But I was like, either I fail the 14 days challenge or I put a piece of something on my channel I'm not proud of. And there's always that thing lingering behind you. What if I upload this video and this ends up getting 1 million views, but it's not even close to as good as my normal videos? You can't do that. You really can't put yourself in the place where you upload a content that isn't good as your normal content. You always have to make something better. And I honestly don't recommend like getting too caught up in making every single video like substantially better than the other one, because that can get really unhealthy, and what that will cause will in turn you hate every video you make, which is a point that I've been at before too. It's more of like little increments, like you made a small improvement from 3 videos ago, which is more mentally healthy, and that's... Yeah, and it's crazy. I also forgot how I got to talking here again. I don't know why. I just had
little improvements as time goes on, man.
Yeah.
Just be proud of a little bit of improvement every so often, because eventually, if you set yourself to a higher and higher and higher standard, it's just going to breed inaction. You're going to start doing less and less because you hate everything you do.
Yeah. I remember back in 2018, I started to really hate my content because of Mr. T Lexify. I would just watch his videos and I'd be like, man, my videos are never gonna be as good as those. I would get so upset, bro. I remember like actually like breaking down one night and I was like, bro, my videos are so shit. Why? Like, like
I do the same thing.
I was genuinely so sad too. And like nowadays I just confidence that my videos are great. Like my videos are super good. They're entertaining. Like
they are.
You have to get to a point where you can go sit down and after you edit your video, you're so excited for your own video. You don't care how many views it gets. You just want to sit down and watch that video when it's uploaded because you know that shit is so good that you can watch it. Like that's the best feeling. That is the best feeling ever.
I genuinely think you've reached that point. Now the next step is to just strike gold. You have to strike gold and start vibing with the algorithm, and that's when the growth really starts kicking in fast.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yes, like Fortunate, I saw him. He clicked with the algorithm and he went from 11K to 100K in 0 seconds flat. You just have to click with that one thing that you will find, and it will carry you the rest of the way on a wave.
Yeah, it's just like Summit. You remember him? Summer 2017.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
That guy, I don't know. I didn't. That was crazy. Crazy times, man. I can't believe we didn't even know each other then, and we were like watching the same person in the same chat together, but we never knew. That's crazy to think about. Small world.
I remember watching him. I started my channel right before I started watching him. I remember being all proud of myself, and I really liked that guy at the time. I'm like, dude, I hit 80 subscribers.
I was at 70.
Please be proud of me. Please be proud of me. And he was getting like 100 viewers at the time, and I thought that was the craziest thing.
Yeah, I wasn't like that, but I had 70 subscribers at the time. That's so crazy. We were so close in sub count at the same time. That's
I'm coming down to get you.
Yeah, you're coming down, bro. Yo, Zach has hit 3K subs a total of like 50 times, I swear. Nah, that's funny. I've hit 2,500 subs the last few days like 30 times. Yeah, that's crazy. After he like deleted his channel though, I realized how much of a douchebag that guy was. Like high key.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, we're not talking about Summit 1G. There was this COD Zombies YouTuber who literally went from like 5 viewers to getting 1,000 viewers within 3 months over the summer of 2017. And like he was like he could have been the biggest zombies YouTuber if he kept up.
That way.
Yeah. But that's a thing with like streaming like that. It's mentally taxing. Even though streaming in my opinion, streaming a video game takes no work at all. It's like I was never proud of any of my streams. I don't know about you, but like I have pride in every video, even my horrible ones from a long time ago. But I don't feel an ounce of pride for any streams that I've ever had.
I think this is where people can start differentiating themselves. I mean, let's take a look at Doc and his stream, right? How he has a persona, he has talking points, he has a consistent vibe for his stream. That's where you can make your difference. Instead of just being that dude that's sitting there streaming a game and wanting people to chat with, you can start to incorporate a fake personality, well, not a fake personality, especially if people know that it's an act, then I think that's okay. You can start writing bullet points, kind of like a podcast, but that's your stream. You ask your chat questions, you play games with your chat. You have to be different in the world of streaming nowadays to grow. You can't just sit in front of the computer. You can't just play a game. You can't just talk to chat and grow anymore, at least unless you play a really niche game and you're like the only guy there, then yeah, of course. But it's just different now. It's saturated itself to the point where you have to improve and be different to make a good stream.
Yeah, it's really hard being a good streamer. I'm not gonna lie. yeah, it's crazy trying to be a good streamer. And like, I don't know, streaming just wasn't for me. It's mentally unhealthy streaming for hours a day and sitting down and just, yeah, I don't vibe with streaming, even though it's kind of upsetting to think that I grew my channel off streaming and a lot of people left my channel because like, and I get it, like you subscribed for a certain type of content, but the YouTuber stopped producing it, so you leave the channel. And like that's crazy to think about some days, but I was genuinely so unhappy streaming, and I'm glad I eventually stopped, like permanently.
I'm on the exact same train. I thought and still sort of think I like streaming, but
until you do it,
I
yeah,
I just don't care anymore. I need to switch it up with, like I literally just said, personalities, reasons for streaming, talking points to keep chat engaged, games, stuff that really interacts with the community. I want streaming to be where you take in the fruits of your labor for YouTube. You take your YouTube audience and then they hang out with you on stream for an hour after a video at the end of the day. Something like that. It's not just this is where I grow. I want it to be, this is where I hang out with those that already follow me and we have a good time hanging out with each other. Yeah. As friends.
Originally, I started my YouTube channel. I really wanted to focus on videos. But at the time, if you guys don't know, 2015 through 2017, streaming really blew up on YouTube. Like YouTube was streaming on YouTube was the thing, but something happened end of 2017, beginning 2018, where streaming killed your channel. Like if you streamed, your channel would die at that point in time. Like if you streamed and posted videos, basically your subscribers would get notifications for neither. And like, I remember for a certain point, my channel completely died. It's not as bad as a state as my channel is kind of in right now. And I'm not saying my channel is in a bad state, but I'm just saying my channel is in an excruciatingly low view count compared to what it normally is, which I don't know. Is like these first few months of the year just bad for YouTube, bro? Because I
think so. Yes.
I went from like 150 views average to I can't even get 50 views anymore, which is whack. Like I don't care about like the views, but isn't that just really weird how that happens? Like it makes no sense to me.
I've heard when I watch bigger YouTubers, they do say that the beginning of the year is always the worst. It's supposed to kick back in here pretty soon for total viewer engagement, especially leading into summer. You get the whole college population and the high school, middle school population start coming back onto YouTube. So that's when it picks up and roars. That's when people explode. Every year, man, once you hit summer, that's when people come out of nowhere like bats out of hell and become very relevant.
Yeah, I hope you stay on your grind, bro. Because I want to see you do big things for your channel, because I know like you really have the potential. And like even we were talking about streams and how like it's like we don't like the way we do it, but I've been in your Crunker streams the last few times you streamed on Twitch, and I've genuinely really enjoyed them. And I'm a person, I hate watching streams, so I just wanted to tell you that.
Well, thank you. It definitely helps getting rated by the bigger guys. And got a bunch of people to talk with.
I saw that the other day. It's really hard streaming to no viewers. Like I guess it's in the grind when if streaming's your only thing. It's like coming up from being a person who gets 0 views to getting like 30. That's an accomplishment. But like if I'm a YouTuber and like I go stream, I want to stream so I can get that interaction with my viewers, because something that I loved about streaming that I don't have anymore as a YouTuber, just who posts videos, is interaction. And it really sucks. Like there's probably like 10 people out of 100 people that watch my videos consistently, but there's 90 people that I won't be able to talk to that would normally comment in a stream, you know, because I know there's definitely a few subscribers that didn't just up and leave my channel, they're still there lingering, but like they don't comment anymore because I get it. I don't know what to comment on most people's videos, right?
I struggle.
Yeah, like the only time I ever put in effort to comment on somebody's videos if it's my friends' videos, because I want to see them succeed. I know those interactions will get them in a better place that will reach their goals and where they want to be and make themselves do better. But other than that, I literally don't comment on videos. It's so hard. It's like, what do I comment? You know?
Everybody just does the whole funny meme like this kind of stuff. It's such a cesspool that it's so like, if I write out something thoughtful, it will be lost and nobody cares. So it's just like, why do I put in the effort?
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, I guess I took for granted a long time ago. I used to get like so many comments that I would say the same thing, and I'd be like, bruh. and it got tiring answering those comments, but now I don't get those comments anymore. Like, I still get them, but like not as much, and I'm like, dang, I wish I started more conversations with those people. Like, I wish I was able to start conversations with those people and keep it going, because like it really sucks being only a YouTuber and not having actual interaction, because usually it's just they comment something, you comment something back, and that's the end of the road, you know?
Yeah,
it's true. And by the way, thank you to everybody that's in the podcast right now. I have a ton of viewers. Again, I can't stress enough, go check out Atruma and his channel. He is awesome. I want to thank everybody that's chilling out in here. You know, doing this podcast is going well. So yeah.
I definitely feel the same way. That's exactly why I like the whole YouTuber to streamer dynamic. Streamers like taking in what you've worked on. You do get a chance to hang out with the people that really want to connect with you, but it is harder to connect with the people that aren't super outgoing. You need to find a way to really make them feel like they want to be a part of your community, which is another aspect of creating content that I feel a lot of creators fail to achieve, is bringing people in. I mean, I want to think of an example, but I don't have one on the top of my mind. There's a couple YouTubers where you like their content so much, you like their personality so much, you like the way their community talks in chat and in comment section, that it encourages you to also jump in and want to be a part of that. That's something I feel very few people capture nowadays, because especially with it just sounds so fake, especially in videos. They're just like, comment what you like along with what I'm talking about right now, and you can tell the only reason they're saying that is because they just want to get extra comments. They're not striking a real connection, like, let's actually discuss this. It's a charity case more than it is a community.
And I really hate that, because it makes it so cringy when I want to do it at the end of my videos. Yes. Like, they ruin it for everybody, because like, no matter how you say it, asking like, oh, comment about this topic, right? It really makes it seem like you just are craving the engagements. And like, really, yes. Like at the end of my top 7 most played maps video, I don't know if you watched that. It was like, I forgot what it was titled. But like at the end I was like, comment like what your top 7 is, because I was like genuinely curious what people's numbers ones were, because I had a theory that it was going to be 1 out of 3 maps, which by the way, I was 100% correct, for the people who did comment. But just doing that, I feel so cringy, and I feel like a view whore or something. Just because like everybody else does it in that fashion, that when people are genuinely trying to do it, it literally ruins it for everybody else, because you're always gonna sound like this douchebag. And like, it's so many, there's so many traits like that on YouTube that I hear myself talking. Like, we should normalize talking about views, right? But like, so many people on the internet are like, oh, oh, my channel gets no views. I'm so upset. I'm gonna quit YouTube. But us guys, like, just trying to talk about views casually, we probably sound like douchebags to the core watching audience, you know, that doesn't know much, but they do watch YouTubers. We probably like sound like complete asshats that only care about views, but like views is like, oh my god, it just pisses me off. Like, there's so many things that are made sound like douches just because douches are talking about those subjects in a douchey way.
Very true. This is why YouTubers usually connect with each other to talk about this stuff, from what I've seen, than rather talking to their audience, because that's how it's perceived, because these viewers get berated with that same thing every single day, and it just sounds like a charity case. Oh, poor me. So we try to turn to other YouTubers and say, got any tips?
Yeah, but that's the other thing. There's like, I'm not gonna bring up any names, but I think you may know who I'm talking about. But I've talked a similar subject with another YouTuber a long ass time ago, and then I got slandered on a podcast of his saying, "Oh, he only cares about views. Oh, he's only doing YouTube." You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
somebody spread a rumor about me too. It was the stupidest thing ever. That was the moment I knew I hate all of you.
Yeah, it's so crazy, man. YouTubers like will be out to get each other sometimes. It makes no sense, bro. It's like there's never a reason why I would try to do something to you. There's no reason why I would try to do any YouTuber in my chat. By the way, Blower GR, welcome to the stream. Thank you everybody for still being here. I really appreciate it. But I don't know why people are so out to get each other and take things as negative. And I guess we're in an age where most communication is over texting, right? Because with this situation, it was through, you know, YouTube chat. And everything can be taken so like negatively because we don't have tone. We don't have emotion when we text. And that's why I hate being on my phone, you know? That's why I'm never on my phone. It's just like everything can be taken so out of context. And like, yeah, it could be taken out of context too. Somebody can just screenshot a certain part of the situation and bam, your whole YouTube career is over. And you're the biggest asshole on earth. But what
cancel culture.
Yeah. That makes me so angry, bro. And it took me a long time to get over this situation. Like, I think about it sometimes and it makes me so angry because I'm not a defenseless guy, bro. But that shit made me feel defenseless, you know? Especially since I used to delete all my DMs, right? Because my mom used to be a psychopath and go through everything. So I deleted DMs. So I had nothing on my side. And like, I'm such not a defenseless person, but I've never felt so defenseless anymore, and it just makes me physically so angry. But sometimes I gotta think, hey, when I get like that, that person's winning, you know?
Yep, that's precisely right. And I mean, this is the consequence of our day and age, right? We're so connected that we see so much of the terrible stuff. And then we are all coming to assume the worst in each other. There is no care. There is no helping another person. There's no lifting people up. It's because we assume the worst. This person's just trying to get views. They upload a wholesome video. Oh, it's fake. He's faking it. That's just how I am starting to see other people react and how they think of other people. It's always the worst in each other.
I really hate it. And like something like, it's douchey of us to say something like, oh, comment blah 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 on our video because we're small YouTubers. But kind of like when bigger YouTubers do it, it's completely fine. That's normal. That's what they do, you know? But we're seen as like dicks. And that's crazy to me. But like, expanding on what you were saying, like we just assume the most negative thing in each other. And like, with me, right? And everybody has their flaws. We'll all do that sometimes because, you know, some people are self-conscious. Some people have gone through situations like that. They're like scared that it's the same situation. But if you texted me something and it sounded douchey, right? I wouldn't be like, yo, fuck Atruma, bro. Fuck Zach. Like, this guy's a dick, bro. I'm blocking him on all social medias right now. I'm even blocking him on Snapchat, and we haven't even talked on Snapchat over a year.
I'll find you on Snapchat.
I will scroll all the way through Snapchat and block him. But no, I wouldn't think like that. I'd be like, oh, I probably misinterpreted that. I'm probably thinking with emotion right now. He probably didn't mean it. It's text. We can't convey anything over text but actual words. And people...
I try to do my best on the same front. I just try not to take emotion out of text. I will talk to the person first before I make any deductions. Mm-hmm. It's just how it is.
And damn, it's so crazy how everything's so negative nowadays. Like, remember everything on YouTube was like so negative. Like, nobody even cared if you, like, even though it is bad to like comment in people's comment section and be like, yo, I love you, you're a great YouTuber, you know, you inspired me to be a YouTuber too, and it would mean a lot if you check out my channel. Like, even I remember even like that wasn't even seen as negative and like an actual negative thing. And like, I remember back in the zombies community, this was pretty rampant. Every zombies YouTuber did this. Like,
and we were all connected in a way. We all were able to talk to each other pretty openly, and everybody knew who everybody was. That's just how it was for a while.
And like all the zombies YouTubers would put other zombies YouTubers' names in the tags of their videos, and that wasn't seen as negatively. But you like put somebody's, like, say I put somebody's name in the tags of my video because it was actually relating. Like, I mentioned it in the video, it's in the title, I talked about it in the description, and I put it in the tags, and you're clout chasing immediately. Like, and that's just so...
That's just how it is. We all assume the worst.
Mm-hmm. And
that's why I gotta take a mental oath, almost. I'm gonna try to be better on a daily basis. It's the only thing you can do now.
Yeah.
To just try and not follow that crowd.
And I was a victim to all of that too. Like, you know, assuming the worst in somebody when they text. You know, we're not perfect, but it's something I've worked on. And now I'm something who genuinely, like, I think of positively first other than negatively. And that's something that's actually like helped me on the internet, but genuinely improved my life. Because there's so many things in your life you can immediately think about negatively, but you're like, dude, this just made, you can think of it positive just as easily think of it positively. But the difference is, if you think of it negatively, it's gonna worsen your life. But if you think of it positively, it's gonna better your life. And you're putting the same amount of effort either way, you know?
It's the simple thing of flipping your mindset. I remember thinking of, or listening to this stuff in school. They used to give us these speeches about mindset. I forgot what they called it, but it's I don't want to go to the gym today. I'm tired. I don't want to do it. You flip that and say, okay, if I go to the gym, I'm going to look better. I'm going to feel better tomorrow. It's very simple, just like that in all situations. You just want to try and flip whenever you're thinking negatively. You just need to be aware of it and then attempt to flip it. Attempt to flip it in the right direction, and you'll be so much happier in so many different ways. I hate life right now. Nothing's going right. Instead of just hating the world for that reason, okay, take a second. Why is this happening? Why do I feel like this? How do I change it? And then you just actively work on improving on that you decided upon immediately and to the extreme. Just make it better in every way you can, whenever you can.
Yeah, I really agree with that. I used to be really upset with my working schedule because I have to work late at night and for several hours, sometimes being 4 hours. I'm getting home at 12 a.m. And, you know, that's not really good for you for your, like, sleep and everything, which is something genuinely you can be, like, pretty upset about. Like, there's some stuff you can be upset about just because, yeah, like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to lose sleep. But something, I turn that positively and, like, all right, I'm going to school, I'm going to work straight after, and I'm doing this almost every other day, and it's stressful as heck, and I'm still consistently posting videos. Imagine how easy it's gonna be when I'm out of school. All I'm doing is working instead of technically doing like 10 hours of work every day, because I consider school work. You know, it's gonna be so easy. Life is going to be so much easier compared to it is now, and sometimes you really just gotta get through the hard parts to get to the amazing parts.
Correct. You gotta grind the gym for months on end, sweat, the soreness, oh my god, sometimes it could be terrible, but then after that effort has been put in, oh look at that, you're down a bunch of weight. And it's like, wait, when did that happen? Oh, I can see veins now. Oh, how cool is that? You can see some muscle definition, and it just creeps up on you and smacks you in the face after all the effort. And I'm using this as an analogy. Like, this happens in a lot of situations. I mean, I did the same thing for when I was at working. I hated everything. I don't want to be here. You just try to think, okay, this is supporting my motorcycle. This is the point you made. This is supporting. Now I have a car. I purchased an awesome car that is working very well for me, and I'm very, very happy to have that. It's allowing me to purchase cool new toys to try and make my content even better and help me pursue the things I really want to pursue. So, I mean, you can think, oh, I hate my life, I'm at work, but it's leading to something more important. It's getting you by so you can do the things you want to do.
Mm-hmm. And Blower GR says, bro, if you look at negativity, it's there. If you don't, it isn't. Or at least you can pretend it isn't there. And I really agree with that. That's really good. And also, David, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming on in. But yeah, that's really good. Speaking of the gym, Zach, you've been working out, and you know, where were you? Like, can you describe where you were and like what you've gained and what you've lost in terms of weight and like, you know, maybe some like measurements? Like what's been going on with that?
Okay, so I remember freshman year hating myself. I get on the scale and I read 176. I remember feeling so ashamed to write down that number on our like little slip card. Like, he wanted to track progress throughout the school year, and I just remember, I don't know why it's burned into my head, but freshman year, right as it started, right as I get into high school, we all weigh ourselves, and I weighed in at 176. And I just progressively got worse throughout high school. A year and a half ago, I think, almost now, I told myself when I hit 200 pounds, I'm going to be done. Apparently that wasn't enough for me. I trailed all the way up to 210, and man, it was getting bad, and I hated it so much. But then one day I just realized this is my fault. There's no other way to put it. There's nothing else holding me back. It's just I have to change. And I literally, right after work one day, I just walk in. This is a bad thing. This is partially a bad thing because gyms are in the way to take advantage of you here. But I walk in there and I'm just like, I'm done with it. I don't care how much it's going to cost. Get this weight off of me. So I ended up signing a contract for $2,000 over the course of a year. Don't do what I did. I've already paid that off, and I signed another one, much cheaper.
Zach, 2,000? Wait, how old were you?
17 at the time.
Damn, bro, that's a lot.
It was bad. I paid $180 per month for that gym for a whole year.
Gym, oh man, and think about that. You could have bought like, this is kind of bad to bring up, but like you could have bought a whole gym and had it for forever. You would have had it literally forever. Yep. But continue. I'm sorry.
But I chalked it up to, okay, if I'm going to pay this much, it's going to drive me to get it done. And that was partially right. I still don't think it was worth $2,000. But
nothing's worth $2,000, bro.
I went to the gym, and over the course of a year and 4 months now, I am down 50 pounds. I'm now I weigh 162 pounds, which is lighter than before I started growing, from when I started growing. So this is technically, I am in the best shape of my life. Freshman year, I walk in at 176. I now weigh 162. I still have a way to go. I can still see some fat on me. It's got to go. It's got to go. It's all got to go. But for the first year for just about the first year, I only focused on weight loss. A lot of running and eating adjustments. In the last 4 months, I've started weight training to try and get more weight up to improve physique. I don't know how crazy I'm going to go with that, but that's kind of the goal right now. Benching, deadlifting, squatting. I'm starting to include different accessory lifts that Max is showing me, trying to get me into. What are the other? Overhead presses, of course, and I really like pull-ups. I've been doing a lot of pull-ups, trying to get better, delicious biceps. And it's actually seen a lot of improvement. Man, when I first started 4 months ago, I couldn't do one pull-up. I remember when I first went to, this would have been about 8 months ago now. It was right at the end of last winter. So actually, no, nearly a year. I went to the Marines because I was just like, all right, you know what? This is probably what I'm going to have to do. Let's see what I get. I couldn't do one pull-up. Just yesterday, I did 12. Now, that's not a crazy amount of pull-ups, but it's a hell of a lot more than I could ever do in the rest of my life. I've made a lot of improvement that I'm very happy about, and I can't wait to keep it going.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you about that. And there is something I want to say, though, and you said you were fat right there, bro. And
I was very...
No, like you were saying you still got a ways to go, bro. And I'm just saying you're so skinny. You're so skinny, and you should immediately get out of that mindset, because that is like really toxic mindset to have over time. It is true. I'm a big person, and I was 170 at one point. Like, think about that. I was 170, and I'm huge. And like my weight probably average is like 200, right? And I'm a huge person. And I'm talking about right now I'm 190 and like there's like no fat on me at all. But I was at 170 at one point as a huge person at 5'11", and I used to think I was fat, and I see old pictures of me and I had no fat on my body. And just that, it's kind of toxic to think about yourself that way, like, oh, I got a little more to lose. There's just a point where you have to stop it. You know, you can have your personal goals and everything, but honestly, dude, you look fantastic where you are right now. And honestly, what you should work on is just staying maybe at the body weight you are right now, and like, you know, with consistency of what you're eating, and just work on building yourself. Because the worst thing is to have is bigorexia, which is never being big enough, and like being like any kind of body dysmorphia, because like thinking you're not skinny enough, bro, it's so crazy. And I can't even imagine that I thought I was fat at 5'11", and I'm sitting here at 6 foot at 190, and I have literally barely any fat on my body, you know. And everybody has it in some certain degree, and maybe that isn't fat at all. That's just place where your muscle can be, but you haven't grown it yet, right? Because you could always see it as that way. And, you know, honestly, looking at you, it really seems like it is that way. You seem like super skinny, and like it kind of hurts hearing you say that, like, you have a little bit more to lose, because you look great, man. You in my eyes, you have nothing more to lose, and you should honestly just build up from where you are now.
And you're definitely right. I probably did have a bout of body dysmorphia for a while there. I was joking about it with my mom for a while, but she's just like, stop.
Yeah, and like even joking about stuff like that, it can like integrate into your mind, even if you joke about it. Like I joke about it sometimes being fat, but like I genuinely know I'm not fat at all, you know. But you have to get to that point, and honestly, with where you're at right now, I wouldn't joke about it at all, because you want to get into that positive mindset, because even if you're joking about it, subconsciously you're not joking about it.
It's true. I was starving myself for a while there while I was cardioing the hell out of myself. I remember, this is what I was saying. I was joking with my mom about starving. I think I genuinely was. I was so freaking locked on that number on the scale. I loved watching it drop so fast. It took me a year and 4 months to lose a total of 50 pounds, but the first 10 came off in like 3 months. The next 10 came off in like 2 months, and then I lost like 20 pounds within a month and a half period, because I was running so much, dude. I remember how I would almost collapse. I would be so out of like complete body energy because I had no fuel to run, but I would just keep going. I had no energy. I loved watching that scale drop so fast. It was great. Don't do that. It's bad, because now I have stretch marks.
Oh yeah, you really gotta lose that weight slowly, or it's gonna come back and bite your ass. But hey man, I got stretch marks too. At the beginning of summer 2019, I had surgery. You know, I wasn't able to do physical activity for around like 8 months. And when I was given the okay to even start running, I was at 230 pounds at one point, and in 4 months I dropped down to 190, which is a crazy amount of weight. But the thing is, that was different with me. I thought I looked, in my lens, I always look great. And that's something you really have to build over time, because even though I didn't like, I mean, I looked pretty okay. I definitely looked better than, I was above average looking, but through my lens, I always looked great. It was just a matter of, yo, I know this isn't right. I shouldn't be 230 pounds. You know, you have to get to that point where you can be subjective about yourself and not emotional about it. You know, because if I was emotional, bro, and looking at the mirror every day, you want to know what happened? I would have lost that weight, but I would have never lost that weight up here. If you're emotional about it, just think about that for a second. You may have lost that weight, but you never lost it in your head. And that's
very, very true.
that was deep. That just came to my mind, bro, and I was like, whoa, that's some philosophical shit right there. But I really believe in you, man, and I'm really glad with your progress. You do look great. I remember, you know,
pulled up my old streams.
Yeah, your old. I remember your old streams, bro, and I'm just saying, you look amazing then, but you look incredible now. So bro, that's how you gotta think of it. Yeah, yes, you are, bro.
Beautiful. All right, I want to switch it up a little bit. I think we should talk a little bit about you now. You recently turned 18. What was your birthday again?
It was on February 20th, and I had my birthday party on February 22nd.
What kind of plans do you have for yourself?
Bro, honestly, man, just it's so weird for me, because all my peers just don't have a plan at all. They're like, they're saying like they're just gonna go to college and figure it out, and which, by the way, is really dumb.
Extremely.
Especially if you're going to like a state college that's expensive, or like a private college. I recommend, if you don't know what you're doing, maybe take some time off, but then go to a community college, because what, $2,000 a year? You know, my man's Atruma wasted $2,000 in one purchase for a membership for two years. But like, it's so crazy, because I know what I'm gonna do, and it feels weird sometimes just seeing everybody so like scared and stuff, and I'm out here just like chilling. But a big thing that I plan is to work for my mom's cleaning business, which I don't know how my mom's cleaning business is going to work out with this whole coronavirus thing. I really feel like people are going to stay quarantined, which is scary because she could actually lose. She can go from making $30 an hour to make it not having work throughout the week, and then she can't pay our expensive ass mortgage, you know, and then we lose the house. That's scary to think about right there. But we live in the state, not state, but like the, I guess you can say like, what is it? City that next to us where she has most of her jobs. It's generally a pretty rich place because we live next to Cornell, which is one of the biggest colleges in the US, and all that state is owned by Cornell, so they don't have to pay taxes on that land. But the people who do live on that land have to pay a shit ton of taxes because it's an education that's on that land. I don't know if you know how that works at all. Basically schools don't have to if they have the establishment on the land, they don't have to pay taxes, but taxpayers have to pay for that land that school's on.
Ew.
Yeah, and so generally everybody who lives in that part of Cornell is rich, and that's where my mom has most of her jobs. And so I guess I just really want to work for her, man. It's what I've been doing my whole life, and I've been helping her since day one, helping her for free. I worked all summer for free, and I'm at a point where I'm making more money than all my peers. And that's something crazy to say because I barely even work. Like in the grand scheme of things, I'm working 9 hours a week, which is nothing. And and I'm making way more money than my peers that are working 20. And that's saying a lot. And I'm not even at the full potential where I can be at. So I really plan on expanding my mom's cleaning business when I get out of high school. Because currently she's barely working right now. Like she works 4 days out of the week and she works 6 hours on those days. And she's able to afford all the nice things in life that, like, you know, paying your bills and stuff. And that's awesome. You know, and that's awesome. And I'm really happy that my mom worked her ass off because when I was born, man, my mom was 19. We were poor for like half my life, you know, and I'm really happy for my mom that I'm really grateful for my mom that she's worked up to a place where we can live a life of comfortability, you know? Yes. And I really want to take care of my mom's business like her business took care of us my whole life.
Yeah, you can grow that business pretty big. There's definitely an industry for that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking of like we could be working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. And like that's what she can be working and I can work every day because I don't know about y'all, but I love work. I'm a workaholic. I don't mind working at every day as long as I have things to I'm able to do with my own time. And you know, 8 hours, like I wouldn't obviously work 8 hours on the weekends, but it would probably be like 4 or something. And yeah, I really want to, you know, help out my mom, give her nice things like she gave me nice things. So
yeah, being productive is definitely a good feeling. I mean, we all think we want to be off of work, but what are you going to do at that time? You're going to sit around and do nothing, and what a waste of time.
It's nice to have days like that every once in a blue moon, bro, but I cannot stand being home at all day. Like, yeah, doing videos take a lot out of you, bro, but I cannot imagine just giving up a whole day to making videos. It would be so boring. And like, not even a video takes a whole day. Like, most of my videos take 6 hours. And 6 to 8 hours to make, 4 to 8 hours is like the range of what my videos take to make usually. And just like, I cannot imagine just staying home all day. That's all I do for a 4 to 8 hour time period. And then you have the, like, what? We're usually up, how many hours would you say we're up a day? 16? Yep. What would you do those other 8 hours? Like, I don't want to sit down and relax. That's boring. like obviously you have to sit down and enjoy the things in life sometimes, and you know that would be just like going out and taking your dog for a walk, enjoying the scenery of where you live, you know, take pride in what you do, and you know that can be your relaxation, and just work your ass off.
Correct. You gotta do, like, when I stay, okay, so I dropped to part-time because I've gotten myself into a comfortable spot. I'm lucky enough to have a nice pool of savings, and the rest of us are just, we're doing well right now. We're doing okay. So I wanted to step back and focus on some other things because I do plan on doing military in the next few months. When I do YouTube, I can't stay home that day. I have to go do something else. Otherwise, I drive myself just either mentally stupid, like with thoughts and, oh, I hate everything kind of stuff. I have to go do something. I'll go down. I'll try and work on my motorcycle a little bit. I'll drive to town to get some groceries. I'll go hang out with my grandparents because I want my grandpa to teach me how to cook because I'm kind of interested in cooking. So I'm having him teach me how to cook. You have to do something else. You have to be productive. You can't just sit around and do nothing. It doesn't work like that. Your brain doesn't like it. Or at least mine doesn't.
Mine doesn't too. But it's crazy to believe there's people actually out there who want to be lazy and do nothing all day. There's so many.
I don't understand that.
A lot of our peers are just sitting around smoking weed as their extracurricular. I can't imagine doing that. Like, to me, that is so lame. Just imagine smoking weed being your personality. Like, smoking weed is not a personality trait.
I've got alcohol isn't a personality either.
Exactly.
All the people around here are just like every single day, let's go drink.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched my first room Verruct video, but I was talking to. Oh yeah, yes. You commented on it, but I was like, just like I don't want to be one of those people who are drinking, like spending time is going out drinking with your friends, and I genuinely meant that. And I'm never gonna drink. I don't care. I'm never gonna smoke weed. I have so many opportunities to smoke weed, you know, and like I don't take any of them. You want to know why? First of all, it's an expensive hobby. It's stupid. And like I know weed isn't an addictive drug, but why even start it? Why even try it once if you don't want to do it forever? Just to experience what it's like, and then you want to be in this expensive hobby of buying this expensive weed. Like, who wants to do that? And like same thing with alcohol, which is actually addictive as hell, and I know it. There's like basically no controlling it. Like, say you're clean for a year and you try beer once, next week you're drinking 12 cans of beer a night. You know, and it's stuff like that. I never want to be stuck in that. And I have a lot of addictive people in my family. And like, especially growing up around that, it can rub off on you. And I'm never going to be a person that's like that, because honestly, I'm sorry if anybody in my chat is like that, but that's not a respectable life to live. And I know it's not my business what you do in your life, but in my opinion, that's not respectable, and that's why I don't do it. But I'm never going to force my opinions on you.
This is exactly something I covered in that, or at least a version of it in that philosophical video, is although I don't want to rip on people's lives because they think they enjoy that, I'm not sure so many people actually do enjoy it. It's just what other people do, and they feel that they have to do that too. I think that people find a lot more value in doing satisfying activities like working a job that maybe they like, maybe focusing on learning new skills, hobbies that are actually productive. I mean, what are some hobbies that people like?
Lifting weights,
photography, lifting weights. Those are the ones I can think of. You find so much more value out of those things, but everybody just submits to doing the less valuable stuff because it's easier and that's what everybody else does, and they think that that's what they have to do to fit in. I don't think that a lot of people like genuinely enjoy that stuff and can say that they're so happy doing that and that they'll grow old and not regret all that time that they wasted.
Yeah, it's just something to do with them instead of going out there. Because, yeah, it takes work to find something you're into and something you want to do. Well, like, think about that.
So much more rewarding.
I couldn't imagine being 80 and I look back to being 15 years old and like I started smoking weed. No, I'm going to be 80 years old. I'm going to look at how at 15 years old, I started the dream I wanted to do ever since I was 9, starting a YouTube channel with the same name and everything that I've always had. I'm going to look at all those years of the ups and downs and I'm going to be like, man, that was crazy. But you're not going to feel that way about all the times you smoked weed. You're probably not even going to remember them, you know?
You probably won't. I mean, what is so valuable about doing such a menial task?
Yeah, it's crazy. But hey, it's your life, and if that's what you choose to do, hey, go for it. But this is
try to enjoy it the best you can to at least not live a sucky life is all we can really recommend.
Yeah. It is crazy how there's rappers out here who could genuinely be living like some happy lives. I know that's like pretty ignorant to say, like happy lives, because, you know, obviously I feel like a lot of people, once they're famous, their lives go to shit. And this J. Cole has a really good song called Know Yours. Hold on, let me look up the lyrics real quick. But it's really deep. J. Cole lyrics. I'm sorry guys, I'm bringing up J. Cole and I'm white. It's kind of cringe, but I got to, because for what's money without happiness, or hard times without the people you love, through I'm not sure what's about to happen next. I ask for strength from the Lord up above, because I've been so strong so far, but I can feel my grip loosening. Quick, do something before you lose it for good. Get it back and use it for good, and touch the people how you did like before. I'm tired of living with demons because they always inviting more. Think being broke was better. Now I don't mean that phrase with no disrespect to all my nibbas out there living in debt, cashing minimal checks. Turn on the TV to see a nibbo's Rolex and fantasize about a life with no stress. I mean that shit sincerely, and that's a nibbo who was once in your shoes, living with nothing to lose. I hope one day you hear me. Always gonna be a bigger house somewhere, but Nibba, feel me. Long as people in that motherfucker love you dearly. Always gonna be a whip that's better than the one you got. Always gonna be some clothes that are fresher than the ones you rock. Always gonna be a bitch that's better than one. Always gonna be a bitch that's better out there on the tours, but you ain't ever gonna be happy till you love yours. And I was like,
it's all insecurity.
Yeah, and that
especially on his comment. I don't know how to read your name, but I know just by saying that you know who you are. That's precisely it. Insecurity. I mean, they need to be with people that what's the right word here? They think you're cool because you also do it. It's because you're insecure. You need to be accepted by your peers instead of doing something you actually enjoy. You want to be accepted, and it's a constant battle of, oh, I'm not good enough. Please accept me. Please accept me. Please accept me. And is that really something you really want to live? Is that how you want to live? Just like how he's saying with these lyrics, dude. It's somebody who, or at least people look up to you and see this money, the fame, and they think that that's so great. But I mean, you don't have any friends anymore because everybody that comes to you is just, they want something. They don't actually give a crap that you exist. If you didn't make these songs, nobody would care about you. They don't actually care about you at all. It's just,
yeah, like I think about it, like these rappers, man, you think they'd be fucking as many girls as they were if they weren't famous? Like, think about that. You know, nobody would be fucking Post Malone on the daily basis. He wouldn't be having threesomes every night. I'm not saying that's what Post Malone does, but imagine how much sex Post Malone's having. And now think of that if he wasn't literally one of the biggest music makers ever, one of the best artists ever. Do you think anybody would be giving him attention? No, because people will use you, bro. Yeah, and like, essentially having sex with those women is letting those same people who didn't believe in you use you. because they're getting what you want. But I guess it can be seen as a fuck you, as, oh, I'm gonna fuck this hoe and dip, you know? And I don't know. It's really crazy how people will never be there and believe in you, but as soon as you do something big, they're gonna be like, yeah, dude, I remember back when, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy.
It's just how it is. That's why people shouldn't really look up to famous people that much. That's not truthfully a life you would love to live. Or at least that you think that you would love to live. It's just the same thing that I was saying. It's people wanting to appeal to others. Insecurity.
Man, this podcast got really deep, bro.
We're 80 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm freaking, it says live an hour and 20 minutes. That's crazy. See, I told you, man, just a few topics. We're gonna, cause like you kind of bring up the topics, but they organically come up, and guys, Atruma wants to start his own podcast eventually. So like, here's some good tips is like, if you have people to talk to in a environment where it's a dual podcast like we're having right now, it's really easy to do it. But in a solo podcast, it's really reliant on viewers to talk back on what you're saying. So like for future reference, when you start your own podcast and you're doing a solo one, do your introduction to the podcast and everything, welcome everybody that you see come in, and get started on like your day or something. And then, but when you start talking about your day, close the chat so you can just go off on what you're talking about, and then open your chat again, and somebody may have commented something and it leads you to talk on for 10 minutes about something. And then when there's you close the chat again, talk about that thing for 10 minutes, and then you open chat again and there may be nothing there, and then you can go to one of your topics that you have. And that's kind of like what we just did right there. And that's some useful information that I've learned having a podcast so far that can benefit you, so you don't have to figure it out the hard way.
I will definitely keep that in mind.
But
kind of how also, have you ever heard of Rich of Review Tech USA, RTU?
No.
He kind of makes podcast-esque videos. They're like, he gets a topic and he just speaks his mind about it for 10 minutes straight. That's kind of what his videos are. But they're really interesting to listen to because he's got all these points and he's got all his explanation. He's got personal experiences. And for that reason, it's really interesting to listen to people's opinions. I'm a very, I like absorbing opinions before I make my own. I like listening to a bunch of viewpoints. So I sit here and I prefer to listen to podcasts on my way to work than music. I mean, it's so interesting in that fact to see how people's minds work in different ways.
Yeah, it really
That's
is.
why I like podcasts so much.
Yeah, because it's
engaging.
It's not only engaging, but it can make you think. The podcast make you think less, closeted, I guess, like less closed off, because sometimes you can have a pretty closed opinion on something and it's just that. But like when you listen to podcasts, you can be like, oh, that is a good point. I still agree with what my opinion, but like that's a good point and I see where your viewpoint's coming from. So then I agree with you agreeing with your viewpoint, but I still believe in mine. It
allows you to develop further.
Yeah.
You can actually change your opinions on a lot of things when you listen to people talk instead of, in terms of politics, watching Fox News or CNN, and that's your only source of news. You're listening to one opinion, one viewpoint. So you forget that other people exist. You forget that other feelings, other situations exist. It's how you relate to your life, and that's the end of the deal. That's kind of why I wrote down "Okay, Boomer" in my notes, is because I feel like that's how a lot of the Boomer generation votes nowadays. Is they have their opinion, they have their experiences, they listen to one person's opinion, and that's how they go. Period. They do not care that you exist. They do not care that other people exist. They do not care that other situations are a thing. It's just a one-way road, and they'll never change.
Yeah.
I feel like our generation is a lot different in that sense, because although I know that being exposed to so many other cultures and people, as we were saying in the beginning, can lead you to assuming the worst in people, it can also allow you to see the best in people. I mean, just going on Reddit, of course, you get to see news and people's posts from all over the world. You can see different perspectives, and it allows you to see through the eyes of different people and their situations, which I think allows you to develop a more universal opinion that works for more people than just yourself.
Yeah. I've seen people do people on podcasts asking for topics to talk about, and that's not a good thing. All that's saying is you're not prepared for it. I guess relying on your chat for a podcast topic is bad, but if conversation through your chat causes a topic, that's good. That means your chat's engaged. They like being around and hearing your thoughts, and you genuinely enjoy hearing their thoughts too, because like if a YouTuber didn't care about your thoughts, he wouldn't have read your comment in the first place to even see what it's about, to, you know, because they would have just have chat closed the whole time. I know YouTubers who do that, who, I don't know, I wouldn't say they don't value their supporters, you know, but it's so weird. Isn't it so weird? We live in a time where there's YouTubers that are so big but won't even respond to a single one of their comments.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine ever being at a time where I never respond to a comment. I think I've responded to every comment on that Kirby video, and I get comments on it every day still, and I still reply to it 2 years later, you know? And I just can't imagine, because I appreciate everyone who comes in and supports, whether it's a comment, a like, you know, enjoying the video, even not enjoying the video, you know, but being respectful. I've had people who like, this video kind of sucks, but hey, I respect it, whatever, you know?
Yeah. This kind of goes with another. Have you ever heard of the YouTuber Graham Stefan?
No.
He's a financial channel. He talks about stock market, investing, all that kind of fun stuff. He had 1 million subscribers when I tried this. I went back onto an old video of his and left a thoughtful comment, and he responded to it. I mean, I really respect that mindset. I know I can see it getting to a point where you can't respond all the time, but you should at least take an effort to read through stuff to get a grasp of how your community's mind cog is running, and see what kind of content they're looking for, how they're viewing your content, how to improve your content. You shouldn't get to the point where you just stop caring. That it just kind of irks me. God,
yeah,
I hate that word.
Yeah, but there's this YouTuber I still watch. It's a zombies YouTuber. You probably know who he is. He's one of the big ones. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to seem like it's calling out shots on somebody. I don't want to sound like a douche. Here, I'll just freaking wait. I can't text you it because Discord, but because Discord's on the screen for your face cam. Wait, hold on. Actually, I can just hold on. Yeah, nobody can see it. You know who that is, yeah. Right? All right. Yeah. So he barely gets any comments on his videos, like 1,000. Well, that's 1,000 is a lot, but that's not a lot for his size, right? And I would be able to blow through all those comments, bro, and respond to like at least like you can't at least respond to 50 of them. And like the thing is with his content, bro, all he does is click record and send the video to his editor and then doesn't even respond to comments. And like that makes no sense to me. And I'm not hating on him. I don't know what's going on in his life. But if you're like, I don't understand that, you know, really. But I am saying again that I don't know what's going on in his life. Something could be going on that he's not able to respond to comments. I don't know his reasons. I'm not in his mind. But I just couldn't understand being in a point where you don't get that many comments, but you can't even respond to one.
Yeah, I think community interaction is important. I think that's why Discord has blown up so much in the last like 3 years, is because a lot of people at least want to connect with their communities, and it's kind of disheartening trying to connect with them further just to find out that they don't actually care. Their Discord server is just
everybody's spamming
it's just a
in
poster board. It's just a poster board for, hey, look at my content. Hey, look at my content. Hey, look at my content. It's not actual interaction.
I feel bad
People
because
like the interaction.
I feel bad for that because that's what my Discord server has turned into. There was a point in time where even though there's not a lot of people in my Discord, there's only like 250 in my Discord. There used to be times where it would say several people talking for like 20 minutes straight. And it makes me really sad because that's what my Discord server has come into. And then it's not by choice. Well, it is by choice, but it's not because I've like hate interaction. It's become that I've been working so hard on my YouTube videos and like the podcast and everything and like improving at everything that I can't talk in my Discord as much. Like I can't be engaged in a conversation anymore in my Discord. And of course I respond to stuff, but like it may be late. You know, I don't even have Discord on my phone anymore because I don't like being on my phone at all. And like when I'm on my computer, I'm working, you know, and I hate that my Discord has become that, and it makes me feel like really guilty of that. But at least I know that I still comment in my Discord when I see a comment, whenever I come across it, you know, but yeah, that I'm kind of guilty of that, not gonna lie.
Discord is adding some new features that does make being more interactive with your community pretty freaking cool. You can start live streaming to voice channels now, and an idea that I had was you live stream, right? You do your live stream, you hang out with your viewers, but you can get even closer to them by live streaming in Discord. Do an after party for, say, you stream. After the stream, you go into the Discord, you start streaming again in a voice channel, playing the same game, whatever. But now you can hear the voices of everybody directly, and you're not in danger of getting copyright striked or something. But because, of course, it's Discord, you stream your game into Discord while people are in the same voice channel. They can talk to you, you can share ideas, you can just hang out. I've done that a few times, and it's actually a lot of fun.
I've actually done that. That used to be what I used to do. I actually literally used to do the exact same thing, but I wasn't streaming my game. But after every single stream, I would hop in Discord. Like at the end of a stream, I'd be like, yo, everybody join the Discord. We're going to get in a chat after the stream. This was back in like 2017, 2018 when I did stream. And I'd be like, yo, everybody get in the Discord. We're going to talk after. And like I'd be still playing like Fortnite or whatever, but I'd be in voice chat with everybody talking while I played Fortnite. And that's a cool idea. I didn't know that was actually a thing. I thought it was like a cool thing that I started doing like randomly, because I would just hop in Discord and I remember I would hop in Discord and with 5 minutes, 15 people would be in the channel. And those were good times.
It's a great way to get direct connection with the community.
All right. Well, this podcast has gone on for an hour and a half, and I'm not gonna lie, I really need to take a leak right now. Like I've been holding it in for the last 30 minutes because I hate going into the bathroom during my podcast. But anyways, guys, thank you so freaking much for joining in on the 17th installment of the Nerdperior podcast. I really appreciate everybody who came in. John, Blower, hold on, I'm pulling up Atruma's link right now, so I can, wait, Atruma, Let me pull up the link. I highly suggest you go check him out. Only subscribe if you enjoy his content. This was such a good podcast. Thank you, Kamal. John, Kamal, David, Blower, Marksman, David, Isabel, Excel, Riley, Ghost, and everybody. Thank you so much for popping by. I appreciate you all. It's always fun to have these podcasts. Zach, do you have anything to say?
I am set out. I have said what I needed to say.
All right. Well, here's Zach's channels, guys. I appreciate all your guys' support. Here it is. Here, I'm just gonna spam it in chat. And I love you guys so much. I'll see you in hopefully next week's podcast. But hey, we never know because my life, bro, my life. I don't even know what's going on next week. But anyways, I love you guys and peace.